It's fairly common for modern fantasy to pay homage to mythology. After all, what is ancient myth if not the progenitor to the entire genre? League of Legends is no stranger to making references to old legends and religions either. So today, I thought it would be interesting to take a look at some of the more notable instances of Runeterra taking inspiration from real-world stories. Perhaps the most obvious examples are the Ascended, notably Azir, Nasus, and Renekton. You probably don't need me to tell you that these three are blatantly inspired by Egyptian gods. Azir is Ra, god of the sun, who is often depicted as a man with a hawk or falcon head. This parallel is further cemented by the fact that Azir controls the sun disk. In League, that's a big golden artifact that's used in the Rite of Ascension, but in Egyptian legend, Ra quite literally just wore the actual sun behind his head. In some depictions, at least. Nasus is, of course, Anubis, the Egyptian god of death. Depicted as a man with a jackal for a head, Anubis was charged with taking souls to the afterlife to face judgment in the court of Osiris. It's fitting, then, that Nasus's power heavily centers around death. Not only can he absorb souls to empower himself, but he can also cast a withering curse that causes mortals to erode at a rapid pace. Renekton, meanwhile, is meant to represent Sobek, a crocodile-headed fertility god. Renekton is probably the most different from his inspiration in this regard, since he doesn't so much help life grow as he does ravage everything in sight. Even before being driven mad by Zareth, the Butcher of the Sands was regarded as a fearsome warrior first and foremost. That said, Sobek was stated to be the creator of the Nile River in some myths, and Renekton does have a river named after him in Runeterra, so I guess that tracks. Let's move on from gods now and talk about their unholy counterparts, demons. Now, Runeterra has quite a few demons to speak of, but most of them are fairly unique to League's mythos. That said, there is one of note that bears explicit parallels to a being from real-world demonology, Raum, the Demon of Secrets. In League of Legends, Raum is the demon from whom Jericho's Swain draws his power. The exact details of this pact are unknown, but Swain made a bargain with this demon to get an edge over the Black Rose. In addition to a new arm, Raum gave Swain a myriad of otherworldly abilities, most prominent among them being the ability to conjure raven familiars that can act as his spies. In real-world myth, Raum is stated to be a great Earl of Hell in the Ars Goetia, a book containing the names and traits of all major demons. Raum is actually stated to resemble a crow more than a raven, but Fiddlesticks kind of took the crow motif already. Regardless, some sources claim that Raum was once a throne, a rank of angel who often abandoned his post to spy on other angels. When Lucifer started his rebellion, Raum joined in, believing that he deserved a higher position on the angelic hierarchy. As a demon, some sources claim that Raum can see into the past or future, offering insights to anyone bold enough to invoke his power. This matches up decently well with his League portrayal, who allows Swain to spy on others and even gaze into their souls. While not exactly clairvoyance, League's Raum does at least offer some similar benefits to the real-world equivalent. In fact, the Ars Goetia even claims that Raum can manipulate emotions and force enemies to reconcile with one another, which could be seen through Swain's actions in the political games he plays against the Black Rose. While we're still in Noxus, let's take a look at Minotaurs. In the world of Runeterra, Minotaurs are a race of people that are part human, part bull. And they are also not part of the animal people race called Vastaya for whatever reason. The concept of Minotaurs was brought into the game by Alistar, whose champion title is just the Minotaur. Not exactly the most imaginative name, that'd be just like calling Jax the Warrior in a world full of powerful warriors, but I digress. In Greek mythology, the Minotaur was a singular monster that resembled a large man with a bull for a head. This creature was created because King Minos failed to make a proper sacrifice to Poseidon, So the sea god responded by possessing Minos' wife, Pasiphae, and having her get busy with the bull that Minos refused to sacrifice. The resulting child's name, according to some legends, was actually Asterios, but he quickly gained the moniker of the Minotaur. The Minotaur was sealed into a massive labyrinth built by Daedalus and Icarus, where it was eventually slain by the hero Theseus. The Minotaur is viewed by many today as a tragic figure, though the original intent was most likely meant to simply be a cautionary tale. Don't go back on your word with the gods. Alistar in League certainly leans more into the tragic side of things. I've already done an entire video about him, but the long and short of it is that his lore has always centered around Noxians capturing him and using him for blood sport. Noxus would pit many powerful warriors against Alistar in an arena full of spectators to see if anyone could slay the so-called beast. Alistar always managed to emerge triumphant though, partially because Noxus would force him into a drugged battle frenzy. In a way, Noxus was trying to forcefully recreate the real-world Minotaur's myth, but in reality they were just tormenting an innocent guy. But those were just a few of the legends that inspired Runeterra's mythos. There are doubtless many more to talk about, but maybe we'll get to those in a part 2 later down the road. So, what do you guys think? Are there any references or parallels that I missed you would be interested in seeing in a future video? Leave your thoughts and comments down below, and until next time, stay bright.